How's it going, you guys? AZ Plyo 21 back again with another episode of our local to global save here in WMMA 5. And here today we have W3 101 CHIMAEV versus DANIS. We're getting ever so closer to overtaking the UFC and becoming the #1 MMA organization on the planet. As you can see, 85.2% at high level international, about 15% away from being the perfect MMA company, I guess you can say. UFC kind of in the mud a little bit. You can see 92%. They are decreasing. They are decreasing. Technically, we're only 7 percentage points away from like overtaking them. I do want to hit that 100% range. And I'd imagine that at some point they're going to put on decent fight cards like John Jones. I'm sure that's going to be a good one. This one, not so much. But they are running lesser shows and throwaway shows, so that can kind of lessen the impact, I guess you can say, but also it won't get them any progression. So we're steadily going up and they're kind of just staying stagnant at like 92-93%. So again, only a matter of time before we overtake them. With that being said, this is what we've got coming up. We have CHIMAEV and DANIS here today. Ige versus Topuria is going to be our next fight card. We got Dan Ige and Ilia Topuria for the featherweight title on the main event of that one. Yaroslav Amosov making his W3 debut in that one. We've also got W3 103 Cruz versus Pettis, 2 title fights on that one for the bantamweight and heavyweight titles. Dominic Cruz and Adam Wieczorek defending their titles respectively. And then the last one that I've just or not just, but got booked up pretty recently. W3 104 Holland versus Imavov, 3 title fights on this one. Kevin Holland and Nassourdine Imavov going at it for the vacant middleweight title, the inaugural middleweight title. Herman Sarukian taking on Ali Aquinta, defending his lightweight title, and Jamal Hill defends against Anthony Rumble Johnson, RIP. Also have the debut of Joanna Jędrzejczyk in W3, which is sure to be very, very interesting. And then Walt Harris making his W3 debut as well. Interesting note about Walt Harris in this game save, he has beaten John Jones. He knocked him out, interestingly enough, and that fight did not main event for whatever reason. So yeah, John Jones has had a weird career in the UFC in this game save. He has not fought for a title, and he's fought at the heavyweight division the entire time, and he has not fought for a title and has not really been in the upper main event scene, really, even though he's been fighting the entire time, and still, from my understanding, is high-level international. I really want John Jones, but it looks like that's not going to happen before we overtake them. With that being said, let's go and get right into it. Appreciate you guys, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Be sure to follow me on Twitch. The link is down in the description below. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you have not already done so. Once again, the majority of the people that do watch my videos do not subscribe. So if you are one of those people, please just take the couple of seconds that it takes and hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Let's go and get into it. W3 101, CHIMAEV versus DANIS. Taking place in Pennsylvania, our first card in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. We've got Harvey Park taking on Joe Giannetti, and it is Giannetti coming out on top here today. Julian Erosa taking on Jake Lindsay, and it is Juicy J Julian Erosa coming out on top. Justin James and Terrence McKinney, and it is Terrence McKinney, that's my boy, coming out on top after a knockout. Alan Patrick taking on Carol Risavi, however you want to pronounce it. And we have Risavi coming out on top, 15th win of his career. Alan Patrick getting up there in age, but he still does not retire. Good for him. Thomas Gifford taking on Peter Barrett at 155, and it is Peter Barrett with the unanimous decision here today. Cody Pfister taking on Nate Richardson at 155, and it's Nate Richardson in a fantastic fight, getting the knockout win here today. Raush Manfio taking on Matt Steamrolla Fravola at lightweight, and it is Raush Manfio with the TKO in round number 2. Rick Glenn taking on Notorious Nick Newell, the one-armed fighter, looking for his 20th win of his career, which is super impressive. Rick Glenn gets the unanimous decision, though. Drakkar Klose taking on Otman Azaitar here as we look to finish out our prelims, and it is Azaitar who gets the win. 17-1 is now his record. Final prelim, Thiago Moises taking on Mateusz Rebecki at 155, and it is Rebecki with the split decision victory here today. First main card fight, and it is the, I believe, debut? No, second fight for Kayla Harrison as she takes on Rocky Raquel Pennington. And it's Kayla Harrison with the submission in round number 2 in a fantastic fight. Always love to see that. And she wants to fight Clarissa Shields. That probably is a fight that we're going to look to make in the near future. AJ Cunningham, fast upcoming fighter, taking on Kai Kamaka III. And it's Cunningham with the unanimous decision victory. Great fight. Love to see that. Albert Tumanov taking on Mike Chiesa at 170, and it is Albert Einstein Tumanov with the TKO in round number 1. Perfect undefeated record in W3. Look at that record too. Ferguson, Lawler, Barberina, and now Mike Chiesa. This guy should be fighting for a title, if anything. Grant Dawson coming off a big win. I believe it was over Dan Hooker. Takes on Anthony Showtime Pettis and gets a win via decision after 3 average rounds. He is a wrestler. What can you expect? Co-main event, Luis Lazyboy Rodriguez taking on Ricardo Ramos at 135, and it is Rodriguez with the knockout in round number 3. 5-2 in the W3. Only loss coming to boring fighter Danny Sabatello. And our main event of the evening, KHAMZAT CHIMAEV taking on DILLON DANIS. Danis 1-0 in W3 after a big win over Chad Laprise. On the other side, you have KHAMZAT CHIMAEV, 2-1 in W3, coming off a loss to Michael Chandler. Got TKO'd by him in 37 seconds. Before that, Brian Barberina and Nate Diaz. He has still yet to fight Conor McGregor. That might come if he takes care of DILLON DANIS here. And wow. DILLON DANIS beats KHAMZAT CHIMAEV. Submission in round number 2. Fight rated is good. That is honestly a surprise. DILLON DANIS is not going to fight Conor McGregor either. He basically just defended his boy right here, and he wants to smack Shavkat Rakhmonov around a little bit. I mean, okay. All right. Attendance 19,000, commercial rating of 98. Based off the fact that it's only 98%, not 100, I'm guessing it's going to be about 1.5 percentage point increase. And wow, okay, no, 2.3%. We will definitely take that. We will definitely take that. A lot of other increases, 4, 5, 4.5% elsewhere. We love to see that. We are definitely getting a lot more popular. Steadily getting there. My guess, 3, 4 more fight cards and we overtake the UFC. That's about what I'm thinking right now. Like I said, I don't want to put a definitive plan on it or anything like that, but it looks like that's what it's going to be. KHAMZAT CHIMAEV, $624,000, highest paid fighter, despite the fact that he did lose. DILLON DANIS, the winner in the main event, takes about $330K. Appreciate you guys as always. Let me know down in the description, or not in the description. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are thinking about the save. We are getting to the home stretch, like I said, probably 3 or 4 more episodes of this until we are done, until we've overtaken the UFC. Once we do that and this save is done, we're going to start another UFC save completely from scratch. And so that way, everyone that's subscribed can get in on it, and we'll have a lot of fun with that one, huh? Appreciate you guys as always. I'm AZPlow21. Be on the lookout for all the other stuff that I post as always, and I will see you guys at the fights.